Bitcoin house? It sounds like something out of a Netflix sci-fi series, but it's real. There are houses today fully purchased with Bitcoin, or at least partly. It's both brilliant and, well, kind of risky depending on your view of crypto. The big question people ask is, why use Bitcoin to buy a house? First, it's fast. No waiting weeks for bank transfers or mortgage approvals. Second, it's borderless, which is a game changer for international buyers. Third, it's just cool. Let's face it, saying, I bought my house with Bitcoin sounds futuristic. But here's the catch. Bitcoin's volatility. Imagine agreeing to pay 10 Bitcoin for a house, but crypto crashes mid-transaction. Those 10 Bitcoin could suddenly be worth 30% less. Conversely, it could skyrocket, leaving the seller shortchanged. It's a gamble. To make this work, you typically need both the buyer and seller to agree on Bitcoin as the payment method. A lot of sellers still prefer cold, hard cash. But if they're crypto enthusiasts, you've found your match. Some companies even specialize in facilitating these deals. For a visual, picture this. A seller sets the Bitcoin price equivalent to $500,000. The two parties agree to lock in the Bitcoin value at the point of transaction to avoid price swings. It's all orchestrated like a dance between wallets, contracts, and Bitcoin miners. Pain point. How do taxes work? If you buy a house with Bitcoin, the IRS says you've just sold an asset. Whatever Bitcoin's value was at the time you bought it now determines your capital gains tax. It's a headache, no doubt. Here's a pro tip. Always loop in a tax accountant who knows crypto. Seriously, don't skimp here. The IRS isn't forgiving. For some people, the tax implications alone are enough to make them hold off on buying anything major with Bitcoin, let alone a house. Another hurdle. Trust. Crypto is infamous for scams, so you want contracts on contracts on contracts. The Bitcoin transfer has to happen in a way that's verifiable. If someone asks for your wallet address but provides no legal framework, that's a red flag. Now, let's talk about the tech. Smart contracts on the blockchain can make the process seamless by automating escrow and releasing the Bitcoin only when terms are met. Think of it as your digital middleman, but way more secure than Jan in accounting. But here's a big reason why this works better than you'd think. Bitcoin takes out the intermediaries. No third-party service slowdowns or banks holding your money hostage for processing. It's arguably the truest form of decentralization for a purchase this big. Still, there's a psychological hurdle. Most people with Bitcoin are hoping it'll appreciate in value. Spending it on a house now feels like shooting your shot before a potential moon landing. What if Bitcoin hits $500 per coin in 5 years? Buyers hesitate. So yes, you can walk into a real estate convo today and say, I'd like to pay in Bitcoin. And if the seller is into it and the math works, you're golden. It's not as rare as you'd think anymore, especially in tech-heavy areas like Miami or Austin. Look, if you've got Bitcoin and you're itching for a house, it doesn't hurt to ask the question. You might as well use currency that fits your lifestyle. Just make sure you've done your homework, or it could turn into an expensive experiment.